What would you do if trapped in the mountains with no food, no way out, and people dying all around you? Today's episode is about a group of American pioneers named for the expedition's captain, George Donner, who became stranded en route to California in late 1846. What began as a hopeful journey westward ended in one of the most tragic and horrifying survival stories in American history. Before we proceed, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on videos like this. In the winter of 1895, American pioneers set out in search of a better life, but their dream turned into a nightmare when they became snowbound in the unforgiving Sierra Nevada mountains. Before that, let's head back to the beginning of their journey. In the spring of 1846, a group of families set out from Illinois, bound for California. Seeking a better life, they joined a wagon train of hopeful settlers. Among them were George and Jacob, who would later lend their name to this infamous event. The journey across the plains was tough, but manageable. Until they chose a new route, an untested shortcut called the Hastings Cutoff. That decision would change everything. It was supposed to save weeks, a bold shortcut promising faster passage to California. But instead, it led them straight into a nightmare. The terrain was unforgiving, steep canyons, endless salt flats, and scorching deserts. They lost precious time and vital supplies. Morale began to crack, tempers flared, but still, they pressed on. By the time they reached the Sierra Nevada, it was already late October. And snow was coming, fast. As the first snowstorm hit, the group had just reached near the Truce Lake, now known as Donner Lake. But the snow was too deep. The mountain pass was blocked. There was no turning back and no way forward. With nowhere to go, they built makeshift cabins and shelters, using logs, branches, and broken wagon parts. They were officially trapped. Snow fell endlessly for weeks. Food ran out. Hunger became unbearable. The winds howled through the trees, and every day brought colder silence and harder choices. By December, people began to die, slowly, silently, from malnutrition and exposure. To survive, they boiled leather from harnesses, chewed bark from trees, even caught and ate mice. Desperation clawed at everyone. Minds grew weary, bodies weaker. Then came a decision born of sheer resolve. A group of 15, later called the Forlorn Hope, set out on foot to find help. They carried almost no food, no proper gear, only hope and fear. When some members died along the way, the survivors made a devastating choice. They turned to cannibalism, a line they never imagined crossing, now their only chance to live. One by one, people died, and others, starving, shivering, desperate, began to eat the bodies. Not out of cruelty, but out of survival. The Forlorn Hope did it, and so did those left behind at the lake. Parents, with trembling hands, fed their children human flesh. Survivors wept, their voices breaking, as they consumed the remains of friends and family. It wasn't murder, it was necessity, but it broke their souls. In February of 1847, 4 long months after the snow had sealed their fate, the first rescuers finally arrived. What they saw shocked them. Skeletal survivors huddled in filth and silence, piles of bones scattered in the snow, the bitter stench of death. And then, the whispered stories of cannibalism. It took 4 rescue missions to bring out the living. Again and again, brave men fought through snow and fear to save those who remained. In the end, only 48 of the original 87 lived. Some had lost fingers, others limbs, and a few never truly came back at all. The mountains had taken more than flesh. They had taken pieces of the soul,